Hey, this is Dr. George Moricz. Today you're going to discover how to reliably predict the best method that gets you a youthful figure. That's right. When you had youth, it didn't matter if you slept right, ate right, you woke up the next day, you were a sexual dynamo. And by the way, you looked good. And when we're talking about looking good, it wasn't about weight loss. Your body was lean, everything was tight, you were low in fat, and you knew it. It wasn't just about having to diet or exercise a little more. Look, if you had eaten more, you could have exercised, but underlying all of this is what was really going on with youth. When you had youth, you had the most perfect pattern of natural youthful chemicals that were released in a perfect waveform, pulsatile, episodic bursts of these exact chemicals that you didn't have to think about. It was subconscious, and it worked perfectly. So if you ate a little more, you could exercise a little more, it all evened out. 10, 20, 30 years later, the reason you're failing is none of this is being accomplished. So when I rewind people back to their youthful blueprint, I recreate the exact same environment. That is exactly what you're not getting, and while you're failing every diet, every approach that you've tried. So let's look at this. In the daytime, you must keep the muscle mass up. You must maintain it. You must burn fat, okay? And then at night, you equally must burn fat and hold on to muscle mass. And throughout the 24 hours, you must have perfect sugar balance, okay? So you hear about diabetes, insulin resistance, everyone's trying to push something on you. But the reality is when you have this perfect pattern of natural youthful chemicals working in this perfect waveform, you didn't need any of these things. So what would I naturally do when I help people get this youthful figure? What I do is I recreate the environment. And how do I do this? I use my proprietary triple stack. In other words, using the spray technology, which recreates those waveforms, in literally seconds, you are recharging your body, okay? You're recharging it the way that it was years ago. And the best part, this happens literally in seconds. Whether you're at home or on the go, you don't need to go to a doctor's office. You don't need injections and creams and prescription medicines, stimulants, none of this nonsense. So you might be thinking, so well, what exactly goes into recreating this triple stack? Well, imagine this. When you wake up in the morning, your little spark plug, the thyroid, kicks in, okay? You also have these adrenal or stress gland hormones, the proper doses of them, not over-secretion of one or the other. When you have thyroid, it's a detoxifier, it is thermogenic, it releases heat. So you are basically uncoupling the storage of calories and the release of heat. So basically, calories are a unit of heat. So you're basically burning calories. When you have proper adrenal gland balance, we now know that the adrenals are anti-obesity chemicals, they're anti-diabetic chemicals, and they also help you raise sugar appropriately. So you don't go into a nosedive and have to eat all day long. You really shouldn't have to eat more than 3 square meals a day. Done correctly, you shouldn't have to snack. You shouldn't need caffeine when you have these youthful chemicals. So that's part of the daytime formula. At night, you need a good wave of growth hormone released, and you also need some of the chemicals that it stimulates in the liver to maintain these sugars throughout the day, okay? So your body has to relax, your temperature goes down, your stress glands shut off, and you start burning fat. Other benefits of this is that you start to consolidate memories, you start to detoxify your brain, and by the time you wake up in the morning, your little stress glands are all rested, okay? You don't need to have a jump start of coffee. Many of you are just cranking adrenaline with 5-hour energy drinks, caffeine, even green tea. When you had youth, you really didn't need stimulants. You didn't need caffeine. What young people are doing is just sinful. They're addicting themselves to caffeinated beverages, which, by the way, shuts down your exact growth hormone system that kept you youthful. The other advantage of this is these are the supportive substances that keep your tissues tight so that you don't see wrinkling. They're tight. You've kept your body fat down and maintained your muscle mass, okay? So these are trophic, TROPHIC chemicals, and they're all natural. The next thing is your pancreas, okay? So one of the great dysfunctions that you see is people either undersecrete or oversecrete from their pancreas. And there's ways to basically poop out your pancreas. Just feed it a lot of carbohydrates. That's what we can do in the lab with lab rats. Feed them a buffet. On the other hand, other people would give anything where you would preserve the insulin receptor, you don't secrete this glucagon chemical which keeps cranking up your sugars, decreases your feeding response, and decreases sugar release from the liver. So basically, this is all packaged into my other formula, which is part of the triple stack. So basically, you've got the daytime covered, you've got the nighttime covered, and then you have all day covered with your pancreas. And that after 20 plus years of helping people with weight, meaning keeping you lean and losing fat, not just weight loss. We're talking about keeping fat off, keeping muscle on without stimulation. And that's what the triple stack is designed to do. And once again, it's all part of the bioactive wave system, which recharges your body literally in seconds. As a gift for you taking the time to discover this today, I'm going to give you free access to discover why most weight loss programs don't work. That's right. Discover this podcast. If you do nothing but walk away with it, share it with friends and family, and I'll see you next time.